Mbolani, you don't know what I'm saying? I'm just saying howdy in Gabonese. I will I will ask you to excuse my not perfect English. I would like to talk to you just perfectly, but I will do my best, okay? Thank you for understanding that. I am Nzingi, Busingi, Budyanza, Ibata, Ikilinginti, which means the standing warrior who don't fear something, neither the spirit of mankind. He stand alone in the forest, deep in his chest, strong, like nothing can happen to him, and he can resist to everything. That's me, coming from a little place right there, Gabon, west side of Africa, west coast of Africa, precisely in Central Africa. We are on the equator. Our national colors, the green, the yellow, the blue. The green stands for the forest, which goes from north to south, from east to west. The yellow stands for the savannas, and the equator, which divides the country in the middle. The blue, you don't know, that's the Atlantic Sea, our border, wonderful, with everything, like a dream. I'm here to talk to you about Gabon, Gabonese culture, politics, economics, climate, school, and some little personal things, and things which makes Gabon unique. I hope it will be interesting, alright? So let's do this. The Gabonese culture is a Bantu culture. The Bantus run from Central Africa to South Africa, but they're divided from countries to countries. Why they're called Bantu? Because Bantu stand for man. When you say Bantu in Gabon, from Central Africa to South Africa, from West Africa to East Africa, when you say Bantu, it stands for human, man, mankind. You and me, we are Bantus, we are human. Gabonese territory is the same size like Colorado, only 1 million people. Gabonese have oil, gold, diamonds, uranium, and logs because the majority of the country is covered with the rainforest. I will call that the deep jungle of Africa, the wild part. Half of the population live in a big city which has 3 times the size of Bozeman. So which means the other part of the territory is pretty empty. Gabonese speak many languages, about 300 languages, but they understand each other, they stand just like one, because by weddings and different relationship, these people from centuries to centuries has become just one. And that's why you will never see civil wars or tension where people will be killing each other in Gabon. Libreville means home of the free men. Free why? Because long centuries ago when slavery was going on around the world, when people have to go to America, they land in Gabon first and then they go to Senegal and then to the different places around America or wherever. So this capital was found by the free slaves. So the capital Libreville for people means the gather of every kind of people who just happen to be there. That's why Gabonese are open minded, because we never know where some people come from, but we're just one because we speak our languages. We also speak French because we were colonized by French, so which is good. Uh, Economics. We are in a free trade. We exchange with America, Europe, China, but the welfare of a country is not well reparted between people of a country. So even my country is one of the richest country of Africa, the gold state of Africa. I am still poor. Even I got a huge land, I am still poor, because Gabonese don't really use the land like some people use in Africa. We don't need to work the land really hard because we have 4 seasons, 2 raining season, a big raining season and a small raining season, one big dry season and one little dry season. This is how we live. We don't need to work hard to make things grow. They just grow in our backyard. And an originality is, if you don't cut the grass in the next 2 months, you will find a jungle in your backyard with all kind of animals, believe me, from the yellow mamba to the blue mamba or the black mamba or the boa constrictor. They will be down there probably swallowing your dog or your cat. So it's always good to clean the backyard. That's how some people in Gabon spend their time. They put the trees down, they cut the trees, they cultivate the land, they grow something, and when the period of eating on this part of the land is over, they let the land rest for 5 years. Until 5 years, they won't be using this part of the land. So it's kind of the conservation of earth, saving energy. It started long time ago. It's a part of our culture. Gabonese have many religions, but the majority of them are Western religion: Catholic, Protestant, Presbyterian, Methodist, and few Muslim. But originally we have our tribal religion. This mask, for example, represents the spiritual world and our world, so it include at the same time one side we can see and one side we don't see. So my ancestor used to put this on people when people die, for their face to be able to see the spiritual world and for their body to stay with us. So I would like to say this one right here was taken from a dead man, but it didn't happen. This was made 3 centuries ago by my great 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 grandfather. So he passed inside our families to people who share the same name like him, Ikilinginzi, which means, if you remember the beginning, you know what it means. Be a good student, please. So the majority of a country speak different languages, but we feel just like one. We go to school just like you, kindergarten and through college, but in a French system, so it's similar to yours. Um, One original thing about Gabonese politics, we are a democracy, but we have the same president since 45 years. I will say this is a democracy. If someone said it's not, just answer TIA. This is Africa. Everything is different. Everything is unique. I would like sometimes to go with you in my land, discovering the country, going in the deepest places of Africa where tourists never have been before. I hope you will be the first, because there are some of the places of a country where people never put their feet or foot there. So thank you for your time. I hope I answered all your questions. I will be happy to help in any way. And one last original thing about the green, the yellow, and the blue is that the majority or the totality of the Gabonese people share one thing in common. We come on this earth only for a travel and we go somewhere else. Where change from your culture to my culture. Some will say a God, some will say an eternal cycle. For me, I will say we just keep traveling until we find ourselves. I travel this year, I found you, couple friends now, so I hope I help you like a friend, like a big brother, like a buddy, I will say. So thank you for your time, and like they said in Gabon, for peace and love, Ilama Kabwedio, which means sleep in peace, not just with your body resting, but also with your spirit. And remember, everything was different from coming from Gabon to here, because it's totally and totally different, from food to the way of living. But I gotta tell you, like we learned from our ancestors, the best definition of mankind is that we will adapt to everything which will come to us. Like now, I never learned English, but I know one thing. I was speaking English to you. Kokungwalio. Peace and love.